All right, here we go, man. Another edition of TDM Talk. We're on location this time, man. We're right here at the homie with the homie GT Garza. How you doing, bro?
Chilling, man. I'm all right.
Man, it's good to be here, man. I'm glad I was you were able to welcome me here with we just interviewed Bay Soul. She's very talented, man. And
Hell yeah.
we talked a little bit about the music that y'all have done, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's then that experience like? How's that been working with her?
Really sending her records was tight, but being in the studio, since we jumped in the studio yesterday, and she wrote on the spot, did 3 records. So
Oh wow.
she's really fast at writing. She knows how to do a pen real dope. So man, we just been cooking up. We're gonna try to put a tape together and shit like that, man, and just vibe and create some new shit.
She said that when we sat down with her, she said that she was like, I don't know if I should have said that or not, about the
Nah,
tape.
man, like when you meet people that are tight, you just want to create until you just build like a body of work or something.
Correct. What's the difference, bro? Like, how do you see the difference in like working with someone virtually as opposed to actually? Because you've been in the game a long time, right? So you know how, and I spoke with that about her about how like back then you had to basically go in the studio and be with in the studio and do it there. It wasn't none of the sending files back and forth, or maybe it was. I'm not really too sure, but I know more. Back then it was more of you being in the studio in person as opposed to, but being able to do that now, like how do you see what do you prefer?
Either one. I mean, for B, she just can write good. So period. Where it don't matter the studio she's at. She gonna make a tight
Yeah.
hook or a tight verse. Certain people just need certain like I guess spaces or areas to be get their vibes going and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
when you can put an artist in any room and they're able to just keep a same level of productivity, it becomes real dope. You know what I'm saying, to work with.
No doubt, no doubt. That's what's up, man. Let me ask you this, bro. Like, for you being, what's the key to the success, bro? Like the longevity, because you've been in the game a long time, man. And
Man, really just knowing your audience, knowing who you cooking up for, um, creating a catalog of music, building that catalog, making sure your business is straight, making sure you got your publishing, making sure you got your ASCAP, all that stuff put together. Like all that stuff matters.
yeah,
Try to register all your music when you can, and just build from there. You know what I'm saying? And it'll snowball like that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Some years will be slow, some years will be fast, some years will pick up more than others. But you
yeah,
just have to figure out what it is about you that's getting your audience. You know what I'm saying? Each time. You know what I'm saying? Do they like the girl records from you? Do they like your hard records? You might catch them here and there for different things. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So when you try to put a body of work together, you really take them into consideration.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay. One of my favorite records, bro, is definitely and us being them that Mexicans was the fuck with a Mexican record.
Yeah.
Like that shit was huge, bro.
That, to
Pause.
be honest with you, we didn't really plan on even making that record. Me, Coast and Buns were just cooking up at the time, and it was just one of the records that stuck out. And since the tape was called Brown by Honor at the time, it just felt right to just make that the lead push off the single.
Was that just like, um, well, yeah, I guess, cause organically, right? It just kind
Yeah,
of
nah,
blew
yeah,
up
we weren't. I
organically.
mean, we really was just like, all right, let's make some tight records, make some tight songs,
Yeah,
and then we'll do maybe a couple here, concept records, based around Brown by Honor. But
correct.
we weren't really like, oh, we need to make a stand.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
we weren't on no shit
yeah.
like that. Nah, we were just trying to jam.
And then you had the challenge, right?
Yeah, the challenge was tight too.
How did that? Like, what made you want to do that
I think
though?
at the time, challenges were becoming a thing that was just like trendy, and we were trying to just have the record get some legs and get some more,
Yeah,
motion going. So it just seemed like something to do, and then it kind of just became like it just pushed itself, really. You know what I'm saying? And so and that's another thing, seeing that how that record resonated with the people.
yeah,
Like that goes back to what I was saying, creating longevity. When you
yeah.
find stuff that your audience can relate to,
Correct.
it just helps them want to keep listening to you.
Yeah.
So that record didn't really take us much to even push because it resonated so much with the people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so did the challenge, because everybody that did the challenge obviously was Mexican and Latin.
Yeah, and it was so many coming across my timeline that because everybody was like, vote for me. They were sending me that shit
Yeah,
left
it
and
was
right.
tight. It
Vote
was
for me,
really
vote
tight.
for me, and it was one of the. It might have been actually the only challenge where I actually listened to everything was sent to me.
Bro, I listened to so many of them.
Yeah, I can imagine you
I
going
listened
through
to a
all
lot
of
of them.
that.
But it was tight. It was cool, you know what I'm saying?
Because it was people from all over, right? It wasn't just Texas or
Nah, it
Houston.
was all over the place.
Man, Yeah, cause I think some people even did some in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? Yeah,
That's
like a
how
Spanish.
that's how I think I was introduced to Migo. Migo on the track.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I was introduced to him. I think he did a. I could have sworn. Don't get me wrong. Now I
I
might
think
be
it
lying.
was because somebody just told me the other day that, man, who was it? I think Rico Don Dada. I just interviewed him, and he said that it was him and Migo was competing for that
I
in
think
that
so,
category, and it was in Spanish.
but
I
I
think.
know for sure. Like I think he did it, and that's how I was introduced to him.
Okay.
And but he had one of the like standout videos. I remember that.
Were there some of the people that like from that challenge that today you still like kind of fuck with or work with?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, Migo is one. A lot of, to be honest with you, I mean, we all kind of like see each other here and there. So I remember if they, said they did it or they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because it
Yeah,
was a lot of people from the age that did it that kind of was like super dope.
yeah. It's a shit ton of talent, bro. And I saw this on an interview one time, and I don't know if you would agree with the some I think it was with my boy Elm Street out there in Dallas. He had powder on, and he asked her about having more Mexicans, in the game or whatever. And I commented and said I think it's enough Mexicans. I just think there's not enough at the top.
Now, I would say more so now. There's more so of us now that have a good representation than it was probably like maybe 5 years ago,
Yeah,
even 10 years ago.
yeah,
There was probably like a handful that were really making a little bit of noise. But there's always artists, regardless if it was like underground or like you were getting some, buzz.
yeah,
It's always gonna be artists somewhere cooking up something.
yeah,
But I think more so now you get a little bit more light shined on the Mexican hip hop culture or the Latin hip hop culture, whether it be in Cali or Houston. There's a lot more artists that you can
yeah. There's a lot
pick
more
from.
names for sure
Yeah, for
now that
sure.
you're like, okay, I know. Even in
And
Cali,
and that's a great thing. That's a good thing. You know
yeah,
what I'm
for
saying? That
sure.
just lets me know that, people are actually paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, they're actually now starting to respect the
Yeah.
Mexicans that
It
are
just took a
putting
little
in the work.
time, that's all.
Oh yeah, it took a long time because I know back in the Gap it was only a select few, and I used to work at a Soundwaves right on the north side, and for Mexican rap it was probably we probably carried more Cali artists than we did anything Houston, and if it was Houston, it was probably like maybe like underground, so to speak. 'Cause I remember us having a lot of Chingo Bling shit in there.
Yeah.
But of course, there was like the mixtapes he was putting out, and of course the all the stuff from Dope House that was put out. So now, if record stores were still out, I think it'd be a lot more of us because that was a different era, man.
I remember going through the mom and pop shops. I remember doing like the CD runs and all that stuff like that, and consignment off of tapes and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Well, I remember us carrying. I want to say we carried your stuff too at the Soundwaves, but back then we had a shit ton of locations, so every store was different because you can go to different stores and work out a deal with pretty much every one of them. You had a Music Depot in Greenspoint and Northline, I think. God, there was so many more stores. I can't
Yeah,
even
that was a
think.
big hustle for me too back then. Tapes, mixtapes, and merch and shit. Car shows like that. Right now, I don't really see too many car shows and like mixtape circuits. I mean, I know mixtape is probably not even the thing right now, but
Yeah, the car shows they have now, they're more like on a smaller scale than they are like they as opposed to going to George R. Brown and going, to Los
yeah, they seem like they
Magnificos.
used to be a lot bigger back then.
Yeah, they were. I think they're trying to bring that back because I know a few of the people that's in the like the lowrider scene. They trying to bring it back, but it's not the same anymore.
Yeah, it was a different way for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, man. So a couple weeks ago we were with Chop the Father, Bad Child, all
Uh
those
huh.
guys, man. Like I've seen you be doing a lot of work with them. So one of the things I want to actually say that I respect about you is that you are working with some of the newer cats like them, the AB Raps,
Yeah,
Chops. I think you had them even on one of the tapes when you
yeah.
guys did the posse cut. That shit was dope. Everybody,
We did. I think it was a Horseman song or
yeah, the
something like
Horsemen,
that.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name. My bad. Hearing those guys on there, like I was like, yo, this shit is dope. Like,
yeah.
but just seeing that bridging the gap.
Well, I mean, I like boom bap, music. Like it's
Yeah,
a background. It's something I grew up listening to. I try to get into it as much as I can, but I also feel like I didn't did so much of just rapping. Sometimes I feel like I just want to just make some good music.
yeah, yeah,
But like to see them and how they're just because when they rap as a group to me, I was that it reminded me of like some Wu Tang. I
yeah,
don't know, man. Just some like. super like grouped up,
Yeah.
going off on folks.
What I love is that they creating their own shit. Like they not worried
That's what I'm
about.
saying. And when you get a bunch of heads together that can super rap, it's almost like you just want to be in a cipher with them.
Yeah,
So I had a beat, then we just picked a beat and just kind of just all rap like
that shit
super
was
going
crazy.
off. Yeah,
Just being there and seeing everybody working and nothing but lyrical fucking monsters in there, bro. I was
yeah,
just in there like,
tight
yo, everybody in this bitch can really bring it, like
for
at any
sure.
minute.
And that's good to see. And they're all Latin, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And so that's a cool thing to see as well. You know what I mean?
yeah, bunch of raza just going out and really just doing some shit we're not really even known for, so to speak, right?
Yeah, man, that's tight. Yeah, that's a dope group right there.
Who talking about boom bap, who was like some of you like, and it don't got to be Latin of course, but any just boom bap artists that you grew up or were listening to that some of your favorites?
I grew. I got into like Southern hip hop first, which is like I got into like the Brat, Fat Pat, Pimp C, and all them. Slim, of course, and then slowly I gravitated to like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, the Black Star Movement. I remember opening up with my partner V Zilla for
Oh
Jedi.
yeah, shout out to V Zilla,
So V
man.
Zilla really taught me a lot of the ins and outs on penmanship. So he was a part of Swap Product around the same time I was. So me and him used to go around rapping a lot, and then I know there's an artist that name of Aztec. I know you know Tech.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So me, Tech, and V Zilla used to go around rapping and doing ciphers and battling all over the place. Um, and then it was just one of the things that like just helped me become a better MC. So I jammed them, and then slowly it just a lot of East Coast influence of V Zilla was opening up for like Jedi Mind Tricks every now and then. So we go to like San Antonio, open up for him and R. the Rugged Man. So
Yeah,
there was a lot
yeah.
of like different uh, music that I was bumping. So it kind of was like a culture clash of like a South and the East together. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, man, I remember V Zilla from way back in the gap, man, going to Toke Bar and them having them
Yeah, him
showcases
and
out
Comp
there.
One and all
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
Comp
So I
One.
used to go to a place called the YA back in the day, off of it was in the southeast, off of like Lombardi, like Telephone Road in 45.
Okay.
And the YA was like a youth advocate program, and you can go there on Thursdays, and they would like have kids like b-boying, have
Yeah,
an
yeah,
open
yeah.
mic. You could like get your hair cut and all type of different shit. So I used to go over there to do like open mics, and that's really like one of the first places I started rapping at.
Man,
Was at that spot.
the grind is crazy. Like
Yeah,
the
dog.
just getting out there and going to spots like that. I remember I think TBH was like that TBH right there off navigate or close to navigation it was called TBH, but it's called Talento Bilingüe Houston, something like that. Well, I just all I remember is going there, and I remember seeing that too, the b-boying and
Yeah, shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how like shit started kicking off, doing that type of shit.
what's the like the first song you ever made you fall in love with hip hop, man? Just rap in
The
general.
first song,
Yeah,
I
that you
don't
can
know if it was
remember.
just one song that I can pinpoint. I think it was just because, well, really, it's probably like certain moments in life that made me want to start rapping. Where it's like watching your partners rap. Like when I was riding the school bus, I used to watch my homeboys rap on the school bus.
Okay.
Then I used to go to lunch, and I used to see people battling at lunch, and then seeing the praise that they got, like from watching other people battle, like that kind of made me be like, oh, I want to like
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what that's like. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I tried hooping, I tried to play basketball and do other shit, but that shit really, I just really wasn't good at that shit.
Yeah. And the reason I asked, because it was a post, it was a question posted like on somewhere on Instagram, whatever. I could vividly remember being in fifth grade, and we were going. I don't know if they still do this, but every year at the end of the fifth grade year, they'd have like some kind of event, field trip. We went to like the San Antonio Zoo and came back same day. It was like our graduation trip, right? But I remember dude got on there with the boombox. Like I'm old, so like I'm talking about like with the cassette tape and everything. But he was jamming Easy E Boys in the Hood. And the minute I heard it, I was like, damn, what is that? Because I grew up listening to Biz Markie, Tribe Called Quest, Queen Latifah, MC Light, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, shit like that. I remember they used to have the thing where you could get like 11 seat tapes or whatever for like a penny
Yeah.
through the mail, and they would send you the shit. I think I still owe them actually, but I remember it back then. It wasn't a lot of Southern or West Coast influence. Like that was around the time NWA just started coming out. but and then Ghetto Boys as well. So that's why I say I can remember the first song that I listened to that I was really like, damn, I love this. This
I
is
wouldn't say like a first. I remember being on a school bus one time and I was jamming. It had to be like '02 or something, man. I was probably like a sophomore maybe or some shit. Maybe it's oh I don't know what year the Already Platinum came out by Slim Thug. I don't know what year it came out. It had to be
yeah,
like when I was in high school. But I remember jamming that tape on my school bus, thinking I can't wait to meet these fools and rap with these fools. Because I had just started rapping, so I was going to places where these fools was already like blowing up.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
just couldn't get in the same like room. I couldn't get like
yeah,
nowhere even close to that. So I remember bumping this tape being like, yeah, I wanna do that shit or just be where he at. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Is there still a collab that you ain't got yet that you want? Cause
Uh
you pretty much I've seen you work with just about everybody.
Not really. I mean, if it's possible. I like a lot of producers right now, so probably somebody in a producer level. Like if I
Like
can get
who?
a dope ass beat from like a Timberland or a Pharrell or something, like that'll be tight.
Oh, a Timberland beat would be
Something like that. Not
crazy.
like a super artist or something, but like definitely a beat.
A
Like I feel like I'd
producer.
be crunk on some beats or something.
I could hear you on a Timberland beat because he got that.
It just depends on what day it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Some days I'll kick like some boom bap shit, and some days I'll do some other shit. Like
Yeah,
the shit I'm working on right now is not like on no boom bap shit. It's just some like I don't know some shit I just felt like doing.
you feel like that. Just depend on the mood, right?
Yeah, cause I you know I done did so many songs and so many records. I just feel like if I'm not in the mood to make it, then I'm just not gonna sit there and just try to make the shit.
Correct.
I'm gonna make
Correct.
some shit that like I feel like making.
Yeah, yeah. At this point, you're at a
Yeah, I
stage in
just
your
want to
life where
jam, dog. I just want to make some
you can
tight
do what
shit.
you want, dog.
I want to
Like
make some cool shit.
that's
That's
it.
it. Just make some tight shit, and hopefully everybody likes that shit.
So again, I asked this. We just started the year, man. What can we expect out of you this year, man?
I got a tape that I'm trying to put together. I put out like 3 songs already. I put one out Friday. What's today? Saturday, Sunday. I put one out on Friday called Back Then. I put out one right before then called Circles. I put out one right in January called Konichiwa. And really, it's just putting out like singles here and there just to test the water, see if it's something I want to keep doing. But really, I'm probably gonna jump back into like doing what I'm doing with Besul. Finish that up. I got a lot of boom bap beats just tucked to the side. So really, I'm just like cooking up, just trying to see what I want to do next. Really,
Yeah.
I'm still just constantly putting out music. Cause
Okay.
I mean that's what matters. You know what I'm saying?
In other words, bad child, we waiting on your ass.
We need some more. Yeah, we need some more juice, dog. We just need
Send them
to.
beats in, bro.
Yeah, we gonna constantly put out music. It's just I just want to make sure I put out like what I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. And I think you're in a position where you can. You don't gotta move.
And I don't like holding on to songs. I feel like that shit like is a waste of time.
So I ask every artist that because everybody always tells me, you know what, I got shit ton of records stashed, and I'm like, why? Like, why you ain't just?
Nah, I hate that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I mean, maybe if you trying to like, you don't want to like feel like you're oversaturating the market, but at the same time, like if you haven't got to that point, then you shouldn't worry about that. I think holding on to records sometimes music tastes change over time.
Yeah,
So your record just might sound old or might just not be. And then the person, if you got a feature from somebody, like I've been in a lot of places where I went to a small town and be like, oh man, I bought this verse from so and so like 4 years ago, and I'm like, bro, you ain't put it out yet. Like, bro, you're
yeah.
never gonna put this song out. Like, and you probably played the song for 1,000 people already. You know what I mean? Like, bro, just put it out.
I don't understand that. Like,
Well,
what's
I
the?
don't know. I think some people like they don't want to miss their chance or their shot at putting out a record, and it's like you don't even know until you actually put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put it out
So
regardless.
this is something we just talked about too, right? We look, she's. I know I can hear her laugh
Why?
because it was, it was one of them. Is like, I think in some people's mind, you're like, well, I'm waiting for the right time, but when is really the right time?
We never know. It's never going to be the right time. Just like if you really are passionate, like B, you're passionate about your music, you're always going to get to a level of success where you're just like, I want to be high.
I want more.
I want
Yeah,
more. Like
yeah.
I just want more bread. I want more music. I want more notoriety. Whatever it is, it's never going to be enough.
Correct.
I don't care what you're doing. If you really love it, it don't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to try to be better at it. You know what I'm saying? It's never just going to like stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought like, oh, if I make a, bro, I went from like making $500 for like a battle, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could buy my school clothes.
Yeah.
And then that wasn't enough. And then it just kept growing to where it's like, oh, well, now I got to do this shit every fucking day. You know what I mean? But I have the freedom to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's cool at the same time. But it just turned into that because you're just never satisfied.
Yeah. Look, I agree and I'm not even an artist, but at least if I was, that's my thinking would be because everything that I got, I just like even with the podcast, we just drop episodes like
Well, because I mean, in reality, like you put out that record, and then we're gonna need another song. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna stop. It's gonna be tight for like maybe 2 to 6 months, but after that, I'm gonna need another
I
one.
need the other one ready. You
So
know.
it's like you're always gonna need a new song. So it's like let's not hold on to it.
Okay, wisdom from the OG here,
Nah,
man.
chill
You
out, chill
know,
out, chill out.
nah, but it's always good to give insight because everybody think differently, right? Like it's gonna be some people watching this that might not agree, and it's like, well, I don't think so, because I always say do what works for you.
Off top, bro.
Off top,
Do your thing. You know what I'm
do your
saying?
thing, regardless, you know. But for you, that's what works best. Just putting out
I
records.
mean, I'm not saying don't have a plan.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't just
yeah,
drop like I recorded it yesterday. Hey man, drop it today, like
yeah.
tomorrow.
Shit ain't
Like
even mix and master.
definitely like put a plan together, but like just don't hold on to it to where it's like, goddamn, bro.
Yeah. Nah. So let me ask you this: La Máquina. What's going on? What's
Right
going on with
now,
that?
we're trying to put a Platoon season 2 together. So Buns has been over here recording. Fellow came over here and did a couple records for me. Risky's been doing a lot of beats. KP came over here maybe like maybe like 2 months ago, and did a couple records. So we're just trying to like put some songs together, and then when we all can, I'll just drop a tape of all of us like going off.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But I think everybody's kind of like doing their own thing right now to where they're just like putting songs out, singles. I know
Yeah.
Buns has been on the road with Chingo a little bit. Fellows been putting out some records. Uh, Risky's always been putting out beats ever since I known him with the Chopaholics. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know Coast is just cooling, enjoying life. You
Yeah, I
know,
think I just seen he recently popped back up
yeah,
on
people
Instagram.
like, I think it's just over time, like you said, we done music for so long. It's like, sometimes people just want to be like, hey man,
I want to do something different,
just for
or
a little bit. Hey man, music gonna be there. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be there.
yeah.
It just, hey man, sometimes we'll do it right now. Sometimes I get back to it.
That's what's up,
But
man.
we got a tape that we cooking up right now, so
Okay,
we're gonna get that going.
that's what's
I
up.
need to finish that shit.
He's like, I need to get that
I just need to finish
done. Super Bowl Sunday, man. What's your pick?
the cheaters. Nah, I don't know.
The Chiefs and the refs.
I think everybody going for the Chiefs. I feel like they're gonna win. I don't know. I'm not really a super big football person,
Yeah.
but I'll watch it
I'm going for the Eagles, man. Jalen
because they the
Hurts,
underdog. That's
hometown
why.
guy, underdog. Nobody giving him a chance to win because they think, well, the
It's
refs gonna
already
cheat
rigged.
for, yeah, it's already rigged. I think I saw the other day some of the Eagles players had flu all of a sudden.
Oh,
It
great.
was just like, yeah, that's a guaranteed loss right there.
Not the flu.
Yeah, not the flu
Uh,
game.
Man, we'll see,
Yeah,
dog.
we'll see what that.
We'll
Either
see.
way, it's gonna be an interesting game. Kendrick performing
That'll be
halftime.
tight. That should be tight.
You think he's gonna perform not like us?
Yeah, I'm sure. For definitely. Why wouldn't he? It's like your
Yeah,
biggest record this year. I'll
yeah.
perform it twice,
Oh
open
man,
and close.
open and close it, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, I can imagine the whole stadium just going crazy when that song comes on. Because anytime that song comes on anywhere, people just go crazy over it.
It's a good song, bro.
Yeah.
Good timing, good execution, greatness.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I appreciate you.
Nah, I
Give me a
appreciate
little
you.
few minutes of your time, bro. Nothing but love and respect always, man.
We'll play you some shit that we did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And we're
Okay,
gonna cook up some more today.
bad.
Put out some music this year.
Yeah. Not hold on to any music, huh? No.
Y'all crazy, dog.
Get any shout outs, man, before we get out of here,
Shout
bro.
out to the team. Shout out to the H. We outside making music. Back to it.
All right, y'all heard it here, man. We finally got him on TDM Talk. We appreciate everybody that watches. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go tap in with bro. Go to the website. Buy you a shirt. Buy you
Get a
some
shirt.
merch. Go stream the music. Give him a follow. Salute to you, man. Much love and respect to you, my brother. On that note, we are them damn Mexicans.
Yes, sir.